Hey, we're live. We're live. All right. Oh shoot! I can find that shirt. Oh no, that's it's my winter shirt. So it's
Ah,
long sleeve. Oh man. Okay, I should.
you're a
I thought
slacker.
about
You're a
that.
Superman slacker.
Yeah. I don't have my Superman shirt on.
Somebody
So,
gave you that shirt so that you would wear it on streams like this.
wonder who's that kind son, kind
Yeah,
gentleman.
you wonder who that guy could have been. It's whoever
Yeah,
thought of that,
who's
you
a
know?
very forgiving, and
Yeah.
not call me out.
No, no, he wouldn't do that. No, that's a kind guy. Hey, Brianna, how you doing?
Hi, Brian.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah. This gentleman gave me beautiful Superman shirt. I'm gonna go watch a Superman. Uh, when you gonna go watch your Superman?
I don't know. I may not until it comes out to streaming.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I heard. Uh, what's his name? Joe Chronic. He
Yeah.
went to it on 2 days ago,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't get his comic book. And 11th is when they're gonna give a comic book.
Ah, so you're going the 11th. All right.
Yeah, I'm going there twice. I'm going in the morning and the at
Whoa,
the
you're getting two comics. Nice.
yeah.
You get one for Joe.
No, no,
Oh, you're not. Oh, okay. I thought you were really
no.
nice there, man.
Well, okay. Well, let's see. Let's think about that. But uh, yeah, I'm actually excited for it. But anyway, I would say hello, Buena. Is that's Buena?
Brianna, yeah.
Okay, okay, I didn't know.
Bedazzled.
But, yeah, that's okay. Hello, Buena. Finally, I get to know, but I get the name to the channel, so that's good. Anyway, what we're gonna do is react to our video that we made um 3 years ago, I think.
Wow.
Three
How
years
time
ago.
flies, my friend.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Wow.
And and uh, this is a I have a both short form and the long form.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm thinking about redoing these with they seem to like nowadays like those little text with you whenever you're speaking, the
Yeah,
text
right, right.
thing.
Like
Yeah,
subtitles and closed
yeah, yeah.
captions.
I'm gonna do that. Animated subtitles, right?
Nice. That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. So I'm gonna repack it and send it out there. Anyway, but these are pre-edited full screen view, and you and I can act on them. Well, let's see how cringy it is. we, Sleepy Reader and Alex is not going to be able to join us tonight, but maybe they can handle the cringe.
Yeah. They'll probably watch the rewind eventually.
But yeah, I just want to wish everybody good health because I think Alex is she wrote me today on the comment section that she went through some health issues. So I wish her well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, and YouTube is not everything.
No,
So,
absolutely not.
so
There's
this
real life is much more important, that's for sure.
yeah, 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 yeah. So anyway, let's see if let's go ahead and react to our first one.
All right.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay. Oh, first of all, I need to change us to smaller screen. There you
Yeah.
go. Then we'll take that, hide that one. And there it is. Ready,
That's
set,
it.
go.
Episode 1 Superman Comes to Earth. Superman by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. The Superman is born. Krypton, a distant planet so far advanced in evolution that it bears a civilization of supermen, beings which represent the human race at its ultimate peak of perfect development. Mile after mile streaks by as Jor-El, Krypton's foremost scientist, races along at a terrific speed that would outdistance the fastest express train. A great leap carries Jor-El hundreds of yards into the air to a balcony near the top of his home.
Jor-El, you've come.
As quickly as I could. Laura, my beloved, where is he? Our newborn son.
So I like that. I mean, you're acting there, bud.
Yeah,
Voice
man.
acting.
I mean, I think Sleepy is great as the narrator and the because he has such a command of his voice, but and of course Alex was very flighty and very very feminine, so I like that.
Yeah, I really enjoy their performance, your performance, and I mean, here's one thing that I don't know if I remember you mentioning it, but when Joel leaped up into his building, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You haven't mentioned that what will actual architecture be like in Krypton if people could just jump into the second story building or third story
Right.
building.
Right.
You don't need no elevators.
Nope.
You don't need no steps.
Stairs. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be kind of like a first story building would be like kind of insulting.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, that's to keep out the worms and stuff that crawls around. Not bookworms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always found it interesting there that in that origin story, the planet, the people are already super there.
Yeah.
Obviously, most of us don't know it that way. Most of us know that he was an alien who became powerful when he came to our sun, but in that origin, they were already powerful.
Okay. Here's a. By the way, I had to teach Google, and I had to teach ChatGPT, and they actually corrected it when I taught them.
Really?
Yeah, they actually corrected it on the fly. But
wow, interesting.
I asked both of them, what was origin?
Hey, colleague, how you doing? Good point. Very good point. Yeah.
But the thing I say, how advanced, how many years more they advanced versus humans?
It would have to be millions of years, I would think.
Yeah, well, the ChatGPT say 100,000 years. And the Google say billion years. And
wow.
And I had to recite. I had to recite to them both. I mean, I recited to ChatGPT first, right? And I say, "This is issue number 1, action comic number 1," and he says that when they show that panel where baby is holding up a couch, these people from this planet were million years advanced than we are.
Right.
So, yeah, and ChatGPT goes, "Oh, you're right." The ChatGPT recites the action comic number 1, and that's what it says. I confirm now. So I go, okay, that's good. Then Otago came over and he searched on ChatGPT and he corrected it on. And I said, so I talked to ChatGPT. Hey, I noticed you changed my answer. You changed your answer. And she goes, yeah. And the ChatGPT goes, yeah, because you gave her actual reference that we double checked it, and that has been corrected. And I say, what? You didn't give me any credit for it?
Oh boy.
And so that would be proper thing, but we don't have a policy to do that. And I say, so I go ahead and search Google again, and Google changed. And I said, hey, you changed. I mean, both of you changed.
I guess yeah. They look at in on each other. Wow.
Yeah. Right. Brown
Yeah,
doesn't
that's true. That's true. But what we're talking about is, they're advanced in both ways, right? Like even if you go back a couple hundred years, we're much taller, we live longer, we have more advancement. So as the generations go on, we become better, hopefully.
Yeah. I hope that we get. Well, maybe not. Internet made us more stupid. So.
Well, yes and no, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes we rely too much on outside help like that. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, but like we thought the calculator would make us dumber in math, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't think that made us dumber, right? And I think this same thing with the AI and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot more convenient to use AI and stuff. But if we use it, we'll be smarter using AI, right? And
let's hope
I
so.
think, yeah,
people don't sort of say, well, now that we have that, we don't need education, we don't need to have experiences, et cetera, et cetera. That would be a disaster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the same argument was based on computer too, right? Before.
Yeah.
So
correct. Computers and the whole thing. But again, when we advance that way, we have to advance to keep up with that,
right.
and correct it and repair it and act on it. It's just more things to go
I
up.
mean,
I hope at least.
Here is I noticed how ChatGPT writes. ChatGPT writes like a normal professional,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you will never get grammar. You will never get grammar errors and things like that, right?
Right.
But it writes. It has a certain style that, I mean, it's a popularity contest, right? Besides it being correct, it's popularity contest.
Mm.
So it will look at popular writing and stick to those. So people who write like the ChatGPT, they're at disadvantage because you sound just like ChatGPT.
Right. Like, hey, this is not original stuff. You sound just like the ChatGPT. Hey, Jackson.
Yeah, they're following that norm, right?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, people like my writing is more unique because it doesn't sound like ChatGPT at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's original. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right, let's see that next clip, man.
All right, let's look at this.
I'm ready for more cringe.
Destruction menaces.
Oh, Jarrell, I'm afraid our son, Kal-El, is rather a roughneck. He gave the doctor a discolored eye, and I've been having difficulty in preventing
Make it bigger. No, make it smaller.
Just like your dad.
So no. I'm gonna do that over.
Yeah. So it cut off the edge there. There you go.
There you go. Let's do that over.
Destruction menaces.
Oh, Jarrell, I'm afraid our son, Kal-El, is rather a roughneck. He gave the doctor a discolored eye, and I've been having difficulty in preventing his leaping from my arms.
Just like your dad.
Are you happy, dear?
More than I could ever. An
Jor-El!
earthquake!
What?
Suddenly, the room begins to quiver, first slowly, then with increasing violence. Clutched in the tremor's merciless fury, Jor-El's home commences to topple before the terrific strain.
You like my sound effects?
Yeah, that was pretty good actually, and the timing there was really good as well.
All right.
Yeah, I like the old, gave the doctor a black eye. Just he was advanced even in an advanced society that way.
All right. This is a hold on.
Safe. Crash.
Hold on. Let me prepare myself. Prepare yourself, guys. How come he's not a test bar setting? I'm gonna move that test bar. What can I move that test bar at?
I don't know, maybe a little bit further down, maybe.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Safe. Crash.
Laura! Kal-El! Under that wreckage! I've got to save her! Laura, you're all right. Both of you.
Yes, but there's been so many terrible earthquakes recently. Why?
Yeah, we could. Sorry, I'm stealing some soundtracks here.
Oh man!
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Very dramatic there.
The terrible truth. On the way to Jor-El's other residence.
But you haven't answered me. Why are we experiencing so many earthquakes lately?
That's exactly what I intend to find out.
Upon reaching their destination, Jor-El hurries into his laboratory and becomes immersed in his calculations. Hours pass, then days.
Please, take this food.
I told you I was not to be disturbed.
And then on the 5th day, Jor-El learns the terrible truth.
No! I must be wrong. I must.
We got the applause from the audience.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's one of those, like, you've read this so many times, right? Or versions of it, and when you hear yourself doing it, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I thinking about there?
I mean, I love it. I love it. No, I have three versions of 6. Okay, we're strip 5.
Yeah, we recorded them separately, and then Naman put it together. Jackson's asking a question there.
Yeah, we piece them together. Yeah. We need to do it again. We got bunch. We got bunch in this.
Oh, yeah. Ton of it.
Krypton doomed.
If only there could be an error. But no, I've checked and rechecked the calculations hundreds of times.
Jor-El, I must talk to you. You're terribly pale, dear. I know there's something wrong. What is it? Tell me.
I'd rather not.
I insist.
Perhaps it's just a well you know. Laura, Krypton is doomed. It's going to crumble and die. And as it does, all its inhabitants will perish.
Our planet die? Are you sure?
Beyond a doubt. Our recent volcanic eruptions were a warning. But soon, due to an internal cataclysm, Krypton will explode to fragments.
Oh.
Yeah, that last part there was a little bit awkward, because you want to say, You don't want to say explode into fragments, you know. You just want to say like it will totally explode or explode into a fireball or something like that, you know. But anyway, but that was the script, so that's what I said.
Did I say? It didn't match the what's written?
Yeah.
It didn't match, or it did?
No, it matched. But I'm just
Okay.
saying, to me, it wasn't a natural kind of phrase, you know. You don't usually say it will explode into fragments. Once a planet explodes, it's obviously going to be into fragments.
But remember, this is a 1930s dialect.
Right. I get that. I'm just saying, from a 21st century perspective,
Yeah.
it's very odd. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, 6.
Yeah, he kept all of Roger's clips. Yeah.
Yeah, I could hold Roger hostage with these clips.
Yeah. There's good blackmail material in there.
A solution.
How peacefully our little darling sleep. He's too lost in slumber.
Hold
to
on
be
now.
bothered by
Hold on.
Yeah, the volume's
Yeah,
a little
wait.
low on that.
A solution.
How peacefully our little darling sleep. He's too lost in slumber to be bothered by the fact that soon our world will be torn asunder, killing us all.
Laura, it's not right for him to die. He's young. He's entitled to a rich, full life. And we've made such wonderful plans for him.
How frail and aloof those stars are. How distant from the impending doom. Oh, Terrell, if only we could be up there, safe to pursue our lives as we please.
Laura, you struck upon the solution.
And what?
Up there, among the stars, there lies our security. I'll build a ship, an ark of space. We'll transport our planet's entire populace to another world. Then, by all the powers, let Krypton blow itself to eternity, for all I care.
Hold on. Let me read this. I do have a comment here on this.
Exploded to fragments was a huge saying on Krypton. Yeah, I'm sure.
Here's my is arc of what do you say? Arc of what?
The ark. Oh yeah, he'll build an ark for the whole planet. Yeah,
Our planet's entire populace to another world.
ark. Yes.
Yeah,
You know, like Noah's Ark.
Why does arc mean anything in Krypton?
Well, hey, listen. Apparently, you know, God is big in Krypton as well.
So Krypton went through the flooding too.
Yeah, either that or they're really up on Earth's, biblical history.
Yeah,
Even though this happened way before, right? Well, no, that's not true. Because this was Superman. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, they could know. They could know.
Okay. Well,
listen. There's a lot. If we start to dissect this, there's a lot of Earth-isms in there that wouldn't make sense to somebody who never been to Earth, right?
About that architecture. There was this architecture lady I liked on YouTube. She's I think she's an Asian lady in Canada. She has a very popular channel, and she always talk about how architecture will look like on different stories. I wish she would work on this. What if everybody in the Krypton can jump over everywhere?
Yeah.
What would the architecture look like?
It looked very different than what we were. Very different than what we're used to. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, that's 6, and we're on strip 7.
No one believes him.
All right, 7.
No one believes him.
But to build this vast spaceship within which you propose to transport our civilization to another world will require the assistance of many men.
I'll go to Retaz, the council chairman, and ask for the council's support.
Later,
But I tell you, Retaz, it's the only way we can save everyone from a terrible death. You've got to believe and to help me.
Sorry, Joel. The council believes your fears unfounded. We advise you to forget this silly tale of Krypton's coming doom.
You saw the council?
They laughed at me, doubted my sanity. Because of the stupidity, a world will die.
No, Jor-El. With or without the council's assistance, you must build this space vessel.
Well, at least you and little Kal-El believe in me.
That's my debut for acting right there.
Yeah, you make a great creepy politician, let me tell you, because yeah, it's like, you know, anything that you tell them that they have to work, they're like gonna shoot it down, you know.
Ship 8.
a str- a strange ship. Month follows month in feverish activity as Jor-El pits his mighty brain against the numerous obstacles to interplanetary travel. Then,
I finished it, Laura. The model space flyer. It's ready for the trial journey.
That's grand.
As you can see, it's really nothing but a mere toy. But should its automatically guided flight to Earth prove successful, I'll commence to construct a giant spaceship at once.
The planet Earth?
Yes, telescopic observation has convinced me that Earth is the only nearby planet capable of supporting life. Now for the demonstration.
Jor-El reaches for the switch, which will launch the model spaceship upon its momentous flight to cross space to Earth.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like Alex is there. Oh, that's grand. That's a 1930s kind of phrase for that, you know. We would say, "Great, that's fabulous, that's stupendous." No, that's grand.
Well, I actually like that. I like that. I like me blacking out you guys' video, by the way.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Destruction.
Oh, more sound effect.
Destruction. As Jor-El is about to touch the ship, the switch's handle, he is flung off balance by a sudden lurching of the roof.
Earthquake!
The end has gone sooner than I expected.
Look, the ground. Heaving. Parting. Flaming.
Not a second to lose. The model flyer will hold one of us.
If only one can escape, it must be our child.
Okay.
You gotta love Alex and the way she like actually acts out the swaying there. Yeah. Hey, Sleepy. Hey, Damian. What's up?
Hey, Damian.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with Damian. This is the greatest form of theater performed.
Oh, this is right here. This is right here.
Not a second to lose.
You notice. None of the Kryptonians are jumping to higher grounds.
Yeah, they're just running.
No one jumping to the higher grounds.
Yeah. Apparently, listen, but that's not uncommon. When things happen like this, like disasters, people panic and they forget that they can actually do things.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
They go to they devolve back into prime nature or back to us.
Right. They go back to the more primordial kind of part of their brain, right? Yeah. Fight or flight, right?
Wait, did Sleepy Widow made it? Wait, did Sleep? No. Nope. Okay.
Speeding toward Earth. Up from Jor-El's laboratory streaks the rocket ship bearing Kal-El from certain destruction. An instant after their glorious self-sacrificing gesture, Jor-El and Laura perish in the earthquake's awful grip. And in still another instant, the tremendous planet of Krypton explodes into 1,000,000 fragments. Rocked by the explosion but escaping annihilation, the little rocket vessel continues on its way to Earth. Its cargo, the sole survivor of a once mighty civilization.
There's more fragments there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're setting up perhaps like kryptonite making it to Earth or whatever they are with fragments. But I mean, I think that's kind of understood though. But that's just me, you know. Up and away.
Yeah. Sleepy has some awesome voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's perfect for this kind of narration. Absolutely.
Up. All right.
A perilous arrival. Peril after peril is narrowly avoided by this rocketing space flyer, a great jagged meteor. The gravity of a giant sun almost draws the vessel to a molten death. Safety appears to have at last been reached when it finally streaks down into Earth's atmosphere. But due to friction with the air, the ship takes fire upon landing. Hungry flames creep greedily toward the tiny sleeping passenger.
Yeah, Sleepy is he Sleepy doing most of the rest of the narration? I think.
Yeah, most of the narration. Yeah, because Jor-El and Lara are dead.
Yeah, sorry guys,
We're-
your part's not done.
we're Kaputski. So yeah, it's now just that last part where he gets to Earth.
Oh, I do get the driver's scene. I think.
Yeah.
Superman is here. The sleeping babe is rescued from the burning spaceship by a passing motorist and turned over to an orphan asylum.
Good heavens! It's a child.
Attendants, unaware the child's physical structure is millions of years advanced of their own, are astounded at his feats of strength.
There you go. Millions years advance.
Yep.
When maturity was reached, Clark Kent discovered he could easily leap 1/8 of a mile, hurdle a 20-story building, raise tremendous weights, run faster than an express train, and that nothing less than a bursting shell could penetrate his skin. Early, Clark decided he must turn his titanic strength into channels that would benefit mankind. And so was created Superman, champion of the oppressed, the physical marvel who had sworn to devote his existence to helping those in need.
Yay!
Excellent.
Hey, look, I mean, comic book is that
Superman
important
is
because look at that. We'll prove Google and ChatGPT. If we leave it up to them to curate facts and truth, they are terrible at it.
Yep.
I mean, and that's why we need hard copies like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Bravo indeed. Bravo. Yeah, interesting. Another thing I found interesting is, their dialogue. Of course, remember this is 1930s dialogue, right? But I mean, they say, eighth of a mile, 20-story building. But he says nothing less than a bursting shell could penetrate his skin. You know, so you're talking. If we say that today, you may not know what that he's regarding. Because we don't really say things in that matter. We would say rockets, or we would say, munitions or something like that, not a bursting shell. Obviously, if a shell, once it hits you, it's going to burst, right? So I think that's interesting dialogue.
Yeah. And are you the reason I started this because I want to look back at us doing this, and I would love to get back doing this again.
Maybe we could do another version of this origin.
What do you say?
Since you have so many versions of Superman origin, maybe another version, one that really diverges quite a bit.
Well, there are different stories in here too.
Right? We can do different stories, sure.
Yeah, but I'm really. What do you think about the new Superman movie?
Well, I've only seen the trailer, and I haven't seen any of the reviews or anything yet. I know some people went yesterday, and it's one of those things where
Are you trying to avoid the reviews?
I'm not trying to avoid reviews. I'm just saying I haven't seen them yet.
Okay.
It's one of those things where as a Superman fan, you just hope that they make the movie that is more in line with the Superman you remember, and they don't make too many liberties, with his powers, origins, relationships, motivations, things like that.
Did you see the one where the Superman bust into Lex's office and looking for crypto? You saw that one? Yeah. The people were actually saying that he was immature for acting that way.
Yeah.
And that inspired me to make a video of my own. I made a short video. I don't know if you saw that.
I did, yeah.
So I go, Jesus Christ flipped the table over,
right,
and
the temple, yeah.
And also, if Superman, if he really did lose control, he would have just wiped out that whole,
Exactly, right.
So, amount of control he had, not exploding, that was tremendous in my view, right?
Well, we only got a snapshot there. We don't know what happened, before and the circumstances that prodded him, right? So whether it's appropriate or not, we'll have to see what prompted that. But yeah, obviously the movie would be terrible if he just annihilated Luthor there, So that would be like, whoa, okay, now you went to the dark side here. So
yeah. I don't think. Another thing is that Lex is was perfectly confident that Superman would not hurt him, right?
Yep.
It's the classic case of where devil has more faith in Christ than rest of us believers, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, he knows him real well.
Yeah,
he knows him real well. He knows what he'll do and what he won't do.
Right.
But the problem is not that. The problem is that we doubt those things that the devil knows for sure.
Yeah. So, anyway, I have you seen the Fantastic Four?
I've seen just a few of the trailers. Yeah.
You saw
This
the one
the one where
where
Galactus is walking down, and then the one where they find Sue pregnant and all that.
where the Silver Surfer, the lady Silver Surfer came down and
Yeah.
make an announcement.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Good point. The Joker knows the Batman won't kill him, right? Unless it's the Dark Knight Returns, then he offed him there. Yes, the Fantastic Four. I don't know. I mean that's a difficult thing to sort of measure at this point. It looks a little bit like a part origin and part, that Kirby Stan Lee arc where Galactus came down and Silver Surfer was the herald, etc. I don't know how they're going to amalgamate that exactly, because this is from 1960s version, right?
I think so far I like what they're doing, because do you agree that Silver Surfer origin story, not the lady one, but the Silver origin story, it has a Jesus Christ type story, right?
Yeah,
Savior.
of course. Yeah, he sacrificed himself for the good of the whole planet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in this is Herald of Galactus, right? This lady is Herald of Galactus, right?
Right.
So
I'm
she's
assuming,
announcing
yeah.
she's announcing coming of Galactus, right?
Yeah.
Who is essential like stars, right?
Supposedly, yeah, like a force.
And rejoice your short life, right?
Mhm.
All these, would you not say this guy is, if John the Baptist is a herald of Jesus Christ, and this lady is a herald of Galactus, the one that destroys, and so it's like opposite of John the Baptist, the way this one is played, right?
From that perspective, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I and way 1960s, the Fantastic Four, even Superman now, the way they are portraying it, they are using the Silver Age, the Christian mythos. I mean, not for you and me, but Christian mythos, as Hollywood is using these Christian mythos and integrated into their storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's you can interpret it many different ways, and you can look at it from that perspective for sure. Hey, Otaku, for sure. Most people, I think, are not going to look at it that deeply. But we sometimes like to drill down on those things, right?
Well, I mean, because hey, Otaku, if you guys want to come up, let me know. I mean, let me see. Let me add an invite to guests here.
But like the more Christ-like figure was also like Warlock, done later by Starlin. But definitely the Silver Surfer, has a Christ-like element. But I don't know if people are going to be looking for that, especially because Silver Surfer is, maybe it's right or wrong, is a woman, right? So maybe there's not quite the connection between the male version.
I sort of saw it as if you're upset because your Silver, that's not my Silver Surfer, you have a gender swap the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to interpret it that way, then why don't you look at it that way? Like John the Baptist is a herald for Christ, and this is a bad lady who is heralding for Galactus.
Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. Sure. Sure, you can look at it that way. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, why you have to, why you have to always look at it like, oh, they, at least they didn't mess up our Silver Surfer, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, I think a lot of us are purists, and we want to see things the way we remember it nostalgically.
Yeah.
And any kind of changes, to that kind of mythos, and because we. This is the stuff that we live and breathe, right? So it's more important for us, but for the filmmakers, they have to attract an audience. So they have to, if they diversify it, they want to attract women and men, right? So that might have something to do with it.
every time the movie changes from book to, I mean, book to movie, book to comic book,
Yeah.
you know, there's always going to be change in interpretation by new creator, you know,
Right.
and I mean, and even let's say if even fan fiction, right? If we were writing fan fiction, we would not want to write exactly the same thing.
No.
Otherwise, you know,
No.
what are we adding to it, right?
No.
So I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah, but
like
that we're talking about plot elements though. But I mean, as far as characterization, you know, you want a lot of people want the character to be, you know, what they remember. You know, not like
yeah,
for
but
example, if you had Mr. Fantastic, right, as something that's not an intellectual, right, then you're really missing the boat
yeah,
on the character.
I was really upset that uh, I mean I don't like the casting of Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like the Mr. Fantastic from the previous movie. What's his name? I actually like that casting better. But I mean I mean for as a Fantastic Four, how many heroes did the Galactus have? He had more than Silver Surfer. He had
Oh
other
yeah, yeah. He
characters
had
as well.
the Airwalker. He had Fire Lord. He had Terrax, and then you know Frankie Ray Nova.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had more. He had
Yeah.
like you know, if they would have put Frankie Ray Nova, I don't think anybody would have batted an eye there, you know, because but I think they were trying to do the origin. So in the origin, it was a Silver Surfer. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a balance there. They're trying. I mean, I don't know what's in the mind of necessarily of the producers or whatever, but I'm thinking they want to diversify the cast as much as possible to get a wider range of audience members coming in.
Yeah. Well, I mean I'm glad I got Fantastic Four. The thing I like the CGI aspect. I mean, they really capture his CGI really well
Mm-hmm.
in the kitchen table. You know, in action, who watches the what thing looks like in his face, right?
Right.
But on a kitchen table when he's talking, you see his expression, and you go, yeah, you know, he. I believe this is a person who turned into a rock. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
and that
it looks good. It looks good. I have to admit that. Yeah.
and also to me the the most favorite Fantastic Four movie that I like was the first episode of The Incredibles.
Uh-huh.
Because to me that was a Fantastic Four, you
Right.
know.
Essentially it was. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. That's what I was saying before. It is hard to judge ahead of time until, you know, you see the totality of it. Because
Right.
we're just seeing snippets. We're not seeing the things in context. So,
You know, I I I I I am never. I actually enjoyed all the superhero movies. I enjoyed all of them. I well, so-called bad ones, good ones.
right.
I'm biased. I'm too biased. I enjoy them
I guess
all.
so, yeah.
Because
I,
I like any kind of I like any kind of comic book story come to life. You know,
right.
only they you know adapt to 50%. Oh, I got 50%. It's like I feel like I'm one of those 50% full glass, you know, rather than
Right.
50%
I'm with
empty.
you to a certain degree. Like when I saw the She-Hulk series, you know, I thought I was very disappointed in how they portrayed the villains in
Mhm.
that series. I mean, it seemed like they were just taking the basic name of the villain and sort of pigeonholing it into the context of the greater story, right? But you know, to me, I didn't find it that enjoyable because in my mind, those villains would have been much more menacing, not such a joke, you know. But I understand that that was what they were going for. They were going for that kind of whimsical, lampooning kind of style. And but
Yeah.
I didn't think that I don't like it when it's that far off, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I mean, like I
Hey
would
Carlito, how you doing?
I really didn't enjoy, for instance, maybe I'm not that passionate about comic books. Let's see.
I'm a Batman guy. Yeah, I get that.
Okay, cool,
I
cool.
get that. Yeah, that was very well done. Yeah.
My
Again,
favorite
because
was Wilfred, but no, I didn't see that one.
it's a short film. It's a very short film. But it was like in black and white. It was very noir, moody, and the character was he was lamenting being what he was. He was trying to avoid it in any way, every way, shape or form, and it still happened. So I thought that was well done. I thought that was in character.
Did now here's a here's why I say I'm not passionate about comic book as like some of the books I read.
Mhm.
For instance, Dark Tower.
Right.
The
Stephen
Dark
King.
Tower. Yeah, Stephen King. When they redid his show, I didn't like the casting. What's his name? I like the character. I like the actor. He was a black actor, right? And he's playing the Roland.
I never
And
saw that, so I'm
yeah, so
I
I didn't
haven't
like
read it and I haven't seen the show
I
yet.
I didn't like the race change in that movie because you haven't read the book either.
No.
Oh, okay. So in book two, the main character Roland, right? He's uh he's having a conflict with this black lady who has a multiple personality,
Hmm.
and she's a black lady, but one of the black lady that's in her is I mean, she's like just reverse horrible person who is was a kind of racism against it's reverse racism against
Reverse racism, right?
people, right? And there's a conflict between her and Roland because he's white, right?
Mm.
And when they change it to when he changed it to the Ibis, what's his name? Ibis. Anyway, when he changed it to him, what they're telling me is that they're not going to do that particular book. They're never going to adopt that book because
Mm.
how are you going to have the conflict between these two stars who are one is white and one's a black lady,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And how you
you lose that dynamic. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, and so yeah, I go, come on, I didn't want that. I mean, I want that story,
Right. Well,
I
yeah.
mean, but I'm not entitled to it. I mean, they're the one who's making the story. They're the one who's doing it. But only thing I can do is not watch it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you are entitled to that, right? You're entitled to say that's not what I would like to see, and thus not watch it.
Yeah,
That's perfectly fine.
yeah, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, they're entitled to make whatever their movie they want, and I'm not gonna here make a. I'm. It's not gonna be my movement to ruin that movie
Right.
or.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
This is like.
It's not going to be your goal in life to to just belittle every little aspect of a movie. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I
So
get it.
anyway, so how was it looking back? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could have done things a little bit better. I mean, sometimes I stuttered a little bit because I think at that point I was like really tired and I couldn't see the words that well. But I think Alex was like super dramatic. I loved her. I love the way she does those things. And of course, Sleepy is just a rock solid narrator. You can't ask for better than that.
Only thing only thing I ask of you is keep your face in this camera.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. I had to keep bending down to see the script because I was just I had memorized most of it, but I mean I was so tired. I kept forgetting things. I was like,
And next time I wanna play some parts. But How come I don't have any part and I'm doing the
Well, you did like the editing, you did all the effects. I mean, you're the one who actually made it happen. So
yeah.
you're the man behind the idea. So I
That-
mean, you should get more
yeah,
credit than any of us. All we did was voice.
I'm the one who stole everything.
There you go. Yeah, your two lines stole the show. Yeah, yeah,
I stole the music soundtrack. I stole the clips. I
yeah,
stole
man. Everything, everything. You're a total thief, a total larcenist.
Thanks, Jackson. No, are you planning to watch Superman this summer? I am. I'm going to. I'm going. I'm going. Joe told me. Yeah. Right. Make me a Jack Snyder about. They will have all that following, the diehard following. But the yeah, I heard Joe went yesterday, right? Joe went
Yeah,
yesterday.
you went yesterday.
I think he went with the Amazon early ticket something where
Yeah.
and he was expecting a comic book from the and uh so I said then he found out that they give out the comic book on 11th, which is Friday, coming Friday.
Right.
Which so I bought two tickets, one for 1 o'clock show, and one for the 7 o'clock for 7. So I'll get two comic book.
Are you going alone, or are you going with your wife or anybody?
First one I'm going to go along, and second one I'm going to go with my daughter.
Your daughter. Okay. Okay. Great.
She bought the ticket for me, so
Okay. Also, you're getting 3 comic books. I'm sure she's not going to keep it.
yeah, maybe I don't know.
You can do a giveaway for it or something. You know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know if she. We'll see if I don't. If she may want it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she may, I guess, but
Yeah.
if your family is like mine, you know, they're really not that interested in my hobby, you know, except my daughter's semi-interested, but only on the periphery. But everybody else is like, whatever.
I don't know about my son. He don't collect comic books, but he like those omnibus. He collects those omnibus.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, and oh, and my daughter, I have no idea if she likes it. If she likes it, if she end up liking the movie, she probably keep it.
Okay.
But,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's great. I hope she does like it.
Yeah.
But so if she doesn't, then you know you have an extra copy. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
let me take copy. I'll be so happy. then maybe I could give one to Joe.
That's right. Maybe you can get one to Joe. Well, some of those, like the previous promotional comics, since they're very low print runs, I'm assuming. I know a lot of them are worth some money, like the ones they were giveaway in one of the Marvel or DC movies. I forgot which one. There was a promotional comic given away during one of those, and it's hundreds of dollars. So
Oh, that's good. I mean, I don't know how these books are coming right out of the press is worth $100, but
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be immediately, but I mean, down the line, you know. I mean, some people may though. I mean, like if you know, like some people live in rural areas where there are no theaters, so you know that might be the only way they can get us through the secondary market.
yeah. Anyway, oh gosh, I look forward to the movie tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I mean, and I'm glad Superman is you know, in our. I mean,
he's still relevant in society.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I'm not you can never accuse us of what do you call it? fair weather fan, you know.
No, I think our videos are sort of, you know, if you look at it, we've been here years as Superman fans. You can't say, oh, because the movie's here, we're doing the stream. No, we've been doing this for many years now.
Yeah, you guys are just catching up with this. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. For those of you who see this and, you know, don't know us that well, you know, these shirts here are not recent. These are 90s vintage. Okay.
Elephant? Where? What do you mean elephant? I don't understand, Jackson.
Where? I don't know.
Oh man, you know, I'm doing all kind. I'm doing all. You know, I looked at my original story thing. I think I'm gonna kind of put it together
Okay.
because I saw what's his name. You know the comic historian. You know that guy who does comic historian.
No, I don't think so.
He gives you all kind of comic histories. He's really, I mean, he has a huge following, million subscribers and all that. But
right, I don't generally follow the huge channels that are more made for the general public because they're just too surface like. So
he goes in depth into like I learned from him about the.
Oh, I said relevant.
I just
Okay,
said
and he's like elephant. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Jackson is making fun of my play on words, essentially, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you going to do some kind of spoiler-free review or something of the movie, or something along those lines?
Right after the movie, I will just spoil free. But
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, I don't like giving grades or anything. I enjoyed the movie. I mean, that's
no. I agree. You don't have to give grades or anything. You just sort of say, you know, this is my impression, you know, of the movie, and that's it. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a Scotty joke. Yeah. Scotty loves those play on words.
Well, Roger say relevant. I don't get it still, but whatever.
Relevant elephant. Get it? It's
Elephant where?
they're very similar words. Relevant elephant. Yeah.
Relevant where?
If I would slur my word, relevant, it sounds like elephant. You know.
I mean, I always get made fun of my pronunciation. Why is Roger getting it?
Oh, I listen. I get made fun of no matter what I say. I box myself in so bad because in my mind I don't get the connotations that other people get, you know, that are put towards me. So I'm like, I fall into traps constantly.
Oh, those innuendo traps.
Yeah, the innuendo traps. I fall into anyway. I like on Cover Slingers. I can't say anything because anything I say, it's going to be twisted around, and I'm going to be a smut monster, or I'm going to be this or that and the other, right? So
you just need to pay the gray man and kick Jackson Roy Clark out. That's it.
I can't do that. I mean, he razzes everybody. So I mean, you know, see, there he goes. There you go. See, he razzes everybody. I mean, we need him. We need that in our lives. You know, everybody needs a Jackson Roy Kirk. It's like it's the spice of life. You know. If imagine how boring it would be if everything was just like, oh yeah, you're great, everything's fine. I mean, that, you know, you don't want to hear that.
Well, yeah, like I think I was doing this art yesterday, and I said Christina came on and she goes, "Is that hard for you?" And I say, "Yeah, I enjoy doing this because I find it challenging, right?
Mm-hmm.
I find, you know, and I enjoy life because we have a challenge like the
That's right. That's right. No easy sailing in this life, buddy.
Yeah, you know, how can we enjoy our life? We don't have a challenge in our life, like the Jackson Lloyd Kirk. You know?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it in those terms exactly, but yeah, I understand the overall effect of what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's like today, but like the weirdest things, right? Like my mower, I have a 4-acre property that I have to mow here every once in a while, and the mower just wouldn't cooperate today. You know, it started, would stop, it started, stop. And then I'm like trying to figure out why. I changed the filter, all this stuff. And all it is simply is that it needs to have a lot of gas in that tank. If it gets to the bottom, then there's not enough suction for the pump to get it out. So I just have to keep the tank full more. But it took me a couple hours to figure that out, you know. But that's the challenge of life. You figure it out. And guess what? After I figured it out, I'm like, that kind of thing. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Although we don't get to do that much with the, I mean, probably Jackson is the one doing this.
Yeah, well, he should, he should.
Anyway, hey, let's close up the shop.
Yeah, man.
I gotta go get something to drink.
Yeah,
and
I got a wife to bother, so
Okay. All right. Thanks, chat, for showing up.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun to revisit this. A lot of fun to laugh and look at the cringe.
Cringe. All right.
All right, buddy.